Hello. It's Sunday, and it's the 30th of April 2023, and this is my last vlog of the month. It also marks the 234th anniversary of when George Washington was sworn in as the first president of the United States of America. It is also the 69th birthday of the New Zealand director, I should say film director, Jane Campion. So happy birthday, Jane. So thank you for listening, and if you enjoy my vlogs, please encourage others to subscribe and share. So on to your questions, and the first is Kathleen from Texas. What's your favourite flower and why? Well, bit of an unusual question, but here it goes. It's a bit difficult really, because I really do enjoy a garden in full bloom. All the different colours, all the different types of flowers and trees, watching the birds and the bees enjoying themselves in the garden. I thoroughly enjoy it. But I wrote down a list of flowers that came to mind immediately. It's fuchsias, daffodils and tiger lilies. And from my memory bank, we had a laburnum tree, and I loved the way that the yellow blossoms hung down like lanterns, although we were constantly told to be careful because it's poisonous. Also in our garden we had lavender bushes, and we had cherry blossom, which was always glorious, but only for about 3 or 4 weeks of the year. So why have I chosen these? Well, because it really is my very first memories of the family home in Ruislip. Dean from Liverpool. I've read you have dyslexia. Did this stop you reading books? Well, I was diagnosed quite late, so most of the time I thought I was, and other people told me I was just Mr. Thicky because I had difficulty reading. It didn't stop me trying to read. It's just I just took a long time to get through a book. Things are much better now that I'm 62, but it's still not perfect. And this ties in with another question from Anne in Waterford in Ireland. What books would you recommend to someone who hasn't read much? Well, again, this is very difficult, what sort of things interest different people. So I'll just go through what I read and how I feel that what I read helped create the way I think now. Some would say for worse than for good, but here we go. I would always argue the complete works of Agatha Christie and Shakespeare. Treat them as your literary Bibles. And then you got all sorts of choices, but my choices include, and there's no particular order to this, but To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, Animal Farm by George Orwell, Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes, I can never pronounce his name, and The Stranger by Albert Camus. And also, and I'm very pleased that I got into sci-fi, and I have to thank my sister Penny for introducing me to Isaac Asimov. But also, of course, along the way, there's H.G. Wells, Arthur C. Clarke, and Philip K. Dick. And of course, I can't finish this list without saying that the most hilarious autobiographical anecdotes, My Dalek Has a Puncture, My Dalek Has Another Puncture, and Let Zygons Be Zygons by Simon Fisher-Becker, are a real page-turners. Well, with that cheeky plug, I'll just say thank you again for listening, and until the next time, toodle pip.